Welcome everybody to the Pedro and Hannibal YouTube channel. The guy that was on in the office for a little longer than I expected to, but I made it. My name is Hannibal. This guy over here, YouTube celebrity Pedro, Mr. Bet on You. He is going to talk to us about the migrant situation because it is crazy.
Listen, I was actually in the office. Hannibal's in the
I
other
was in,
type of
I was in
office.
the toilet. I had a problem and I needed to take care of it immediately.
It's a problem
Yeah,
fixed.
all good.
Okay.
All
So
good.
no
So
accidents on the lot, right? We're good.
no, but you wanted to talk about the migrant situation, so I immediately had to just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he had to go in the bathroom and
Had to
throw
get
up.
everything out because if you're gonna talk about some migrants today, like I can't deal with that. But no, guys, we're not gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about a few things. You guys see the title. 1 week away from the Super, well, not exactly, but a couple of days away from the Super Bowl. I don't think our picks change, but mine's is firmly more on the side of the Chiefs than ever before.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you guys why.
Ooh, okay.
The Grammys. Okay, I didn't watch the Grammys.
I didn't.
We can look at some of the winners.
Yeah.
And see, and also we can talk about what Jay-Z did and see if that made sense in your opinion.
We can get into that. We can get into that.
But first, let's go with just one NBA note that we didn't talk about before. There's up with Big Carl, Jerry coming in. Appreciate you guys for swinging in real quick. But I didn't talk to Pedro about the new, I guess, this is a collective bargaining agreement. It wasn't just something that the owners just said, and like apparently this was agreed upon. I'm correct?
You know what? I wasn't sure, but I would imagine, I would imagine they had to set some parameters for games and what the owners wanted and what the players were willing to compromise on. But yeah,
I'm assuming it is, and you guys could check. I know. So Nova's in the house. He could probably double check that. So to get the end of the season rewards, the biggest awards that you can get in a season for the NBA players, these kind of awards, I'm sure if they're in their contracts to win the MVP or win all these, you get a substantial amount of money. Yeah. Obviously, it's the recognition and all that stuff. You must play 65 games. Pedro, do the math on that. How much percentage is that of the season?
65 out of 82. What is?
I was just messing with you. Do you know?
I was going to do it.
I hate math.
87.
I would tell you, I would be further along in life if I was good at math. I really believe that. So what is
somebody do the math on a percentage? I'm throwing 87 out there right off the jump. Somebody tell me if I'm close.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's the percentage, chat. Oh, dude, not you guys. I'm talking about the chat GPT. What's the percentage? I hate math. Was a good amount. We'll say that.
Yes.
We'll say that. You could say maybe 75%. We'll go with that.
Okay. Sounds good.
What is your opinion? Now some of the NBA players, past and present, do not like it. Tyler Halliburton.
Yeah.
I think I pronounced it right. He does not like it.
Well, he might lose a significant amount of money if he can't. So Jerry says 80%. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, close.
Yeah, he's down to lose a decent amount of money. I think with like the max contract or some kind of stipulation. So obviously he would be against that for his own personal reasons.
Which makes sense. I'll be mad too. It didn't matter if it made sense. I'd be pissed off. I'm gonna lose $40 million. I'd be mad. Like, you just do this on me for real. 30
for him, he got hurt. So like now it's like, okay, do I come back early and risk more injury to possibly play 65? Like that's not cool. It's not like load management. It's not Kawhi Leonard and you know what I'm saying. It's not that. So.
Yeah, so he can be justifiably mad just by losing money because we all get upset when we lose money. Yeah. I think Jamal Crawford, he doesn't play anymore, but he said it was a bad idea. The older heads, like Charles Barkley, is like, I wish it was 70 games. So what's your opinion on it? Like, you all for it, pro, against? What's your thoughts on that?
We've talked about how we feel like we want to see these players play when they're healthy. Right? We think that's good for the game. From a fan standpoint, for the actual games that we watch, we've talked about that. So I think we're on the same page with that. I don't know about having to have an actual number, right? Like, for me, I think I think there has to be something in place to where you're not just load managing, right? Excessively. And I don't even know what that would look like. So I understand the NBA and the owners and whatever wanting to put in some kind of like number, but I don't like it because, you know, we're seeing things happen with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, and other players, and it's going to cost them money. But then also, like I said, it might make them want to come back too early. And that's not good for the long term of your career. If you come back too early, Kevin Durant came back too early for the playoffs in the finals. And he, you know, he had an Achilles and he ruptured his Achilles. And, you know, that's a personal decision. But I think, you know, is it really worth your future earnings, your health to come back and try to chase an MVP or get an all NBA third team? Because these things are a lot of incentives based behind that. The 65 games. So, you know, they're asking, hey, we need you to play 8 out of every 10. Is that too much? I don't know. I don't like it because obviously we're seeing issues with it, right? And it's still a new thing. So should it be modified? Will it be modified the next time they sit at the table and figure out the new contracts, the new, you know, what do you call it? Collective bargaining. Yeah. It probably will, and it should, right? The NBA is it's a league about the players. Players have a lot of power in the NBA, probably more than any other of the 4 major sports, right? They have a lot of say, a lot of power, and that's good. I think that's actually really good. They should. But, you know, I don't like the whole minimum this, minimum that. At the end of the day, if you played 64 games and you were the best player in the league, you should be able to win MVP. You should be able to get your bonus. You should be, you know, if you were impactful enough within the 64 and you got hurt a few times, you sprained the ankle, you missed 3 games, you had a back spasm, you missed a couple, and before you know, damn, I played 63, 64. Now I can't be MVP. But if you were clearly the best player when you played those games, you should be able to be eligible, is my opinion.
I disagree. I like this idea. It should be 70 games. This is getting out of hand. Too many players are taking days off. It's not, I'm sorry, you were supposed to play at 82 games.
So what's
There's
Joel
82 games this season.
What's Joel Embiid supposed to do? He's the MVP front runner. He comes back. Okay, at some point, I think he's going to miss significant times. He winds up playing 60 games. You think he should be ineligible for MVP because he got hurt?
Unfortunately, that's the rules, buddy. Now, first of all, Joker's going to win. So I don't know what Joker is winning the MVP.
Well, now he is, but I think before.
Well, even before, they're going back and forth. But Joker's just so good, man, and he's annoyingly good.
He is very good.
He's just so slow and lumbering, and then he's throwing a no-look pass, and he has 12 assists and 20-some rebounds and 20-some points. It's weird. He's doing weird stuff. But
you know, for me, the perfect word for him, he's smooth. It looks he's very smooth out there.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look flashy. He's not fast. His body isn't sculpted like a LeBron or something.
No, not at all.
He's very smooth.
I remember back in the day, and again, I'm old. You're old too, so don't laugh. These players used to play most of the games. What changed when these players are faster, smarter? They have better nutrition. They have better resources. They're just chilling because, like you said, the NBA players have so much power. Yeah. They're just chilling. They like LeBron James. Look at his body at his age, right? Now, if you've been there for 20 years, you can take some days off. But these young guys, and the fact that like they're doing it and still getting hurt to a point, like maybe there's too much load management. Like when the other players played in the 90s, they played all the games, and too many people are paying hard-earned money to go to arenas to see bench players play, and that's not right. And it's a business, and I think the NBA has to protect that business. You have to play the games. You can't just show up half the time.
I get it.
You know,
you're right. I'll challenge this. First, I want to say, did you see the Memphis Grizzlies, who they rolled out? They had 8 players play the other night versus Celtics. I don't know if you guys saw that. 8 guys is all they had. 8 to play a professional basketball game. I think they pulled up a few guys from like their G League roster because guys were hurt or whatever. I don't know, but they had 8 guys.
Yeah, they traded away Steven Adams. Was he hurt when they traded him? I don't even know because hasn't been playing. I don't know if I've seen him play this season
since last year. Yeah.
Now going back to what you're saying about should a player decide to play to get that reward?
Right.
Remember, you know what players always say when they get interviewed is it's not about me, it's about the team. Well, this is an ultimate team decision, or at least in your mind as a player. Are you going to come back early to worry about a reward,
Mm,
or you prepare yourself for the playoffs,
mm.
or you know what I mean? Like it's a different mindset
Yeah,
because I think a lot of players act like they don't want those MVP awards, and of course they do. Like Joel wanted it,
of course
even
you
though he already had it. Like I think but he wants to get those awards because all the other great NBA players have it. I wish I could look up the last 4 MVP award winners and how many games they played. Let me look this up real quick as you talk.
Well, Joker, Embiid, and Giannis have been the last four, and I think they
Yeah,
played. I think we're talking about two different things, though, because I think I understand what you're saying about excessive load management and guys not
right.
playing when they can play. What I'm talking about is a 65 game mandatory in order to get MVP consideration, All NBA, contract extensions, a max contract.
Right.
Guys shouldn't be. I think there should be an exemption. So if you're
Mm,
load managing and you load manage 20 games, that's different because
mm,
there's injury reports and teams get fined if they don't do those things properly, right? You have to say a guy's on the injured reserve. He's injured. That's why he's not playing. Teams have been fined, like the Spurs and other teams have been fined for not giving out correct information. But I think if you're hurt,
yeah, you're hurt.
if
Yeah,
you're hurt, you're hurt. So if you miss
yeah.
20 games here and then 20 games there, okay, you're down to 62. If you played the other 62 and you didn't load manage, you should be eligible for your incentives, your bonuses, all NBA, an all-star game, or whatever it is,
Mm,
MVP, defensive player of the year, rookie of the year. You should be eligible if you played every game that you could have played. Because if you got a torn ankle or back spasms for a day and you're injured and your team doctor's like, hey, I don't recommend you playing, I can't hold the player accountable for that.
no, because you're not supposed to play. So it should like legit injuries are legit injuries no matter what.
Yeah.
I would say I still think it's still good for those rewards. Contracts, I would say no. I would say that's a decision that should be really with the team that's
Yeah.
paying. So that one, I will give you that one. You shouldn't be based on super max contracts because whatever you want to talk about, that dude in Indiana should get a super max contract regardless if the team decides to do it right. Like uh, Zion Williamson, we were going back and forth like should he even give him a super
Yeah.
max?
No,
They had to
yeah.
because of just. But that's a consideration that should be with the team, not the NBA. And maybe that would have helped too. They're like, oh, thank God that this rule is in here because we're not sure about this guy. He gets hurt a lot. Joel Embiid gets hurt a lot. So there are certain players that are going to have to change the way they approach, obviously, because now they're worrying about the money. But this problem, this is what happens. Too many years of you can tell some of these players can play, and they're just taking the days off because they're chilling. And I think that when players do it too much, this is where we are, where they're like, all right, well, just like all the other decisions that happens that gets the players upset. You got dress code. You guys are looking like bums. You got to put on suits now. Oh, I hate that. Like
Yeah.
this feels like the David Stern idea. I think because usually the dude that's there now, he's chill. He kind of lets them kind of slide a little bit. But it's like a David Stern. Like I'm tired of this. I'm going to be more aggressive. So I
Yeah.
don't mind it, to be honest.
Yeah. Who do you prefer as your commissioner, Stern or Silver? Who do you like?
Stern was sometimes he's like take all the fun away. Like I still kind of annoyed about the uniform thing, but
Yeah.
when you see it when he's not here, you understand what he did.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that some of the stuff was necessary to get to the game to where it is. He had to stop, a lot of the stuff in the 70s and 80s, people were punching each other, knocking each other out. It was too crazy. He had and also, that it helps with Magic and Bird and Jordan. I mean, obviously, right? But he was able to push it a little bit, be a little bit more aggressive and kind of cleaning it up a little bit. The current dude, he's okay. But I think this decision here kind of brings he has some backbone. Obviously, the owners must have agreed with it.
Yeah. Well, the players have to sign off on that too. The players rep, whether I think it's Chris Paul still, I think he has to go to his guys and say, hey, this is what's going on. It's good, it's bad. Let's agree to this so there's no strike or no, So the players have to. They might not like it, but they got to sign that dotted line. It's part of it. So I think Silver's. I think David Stern did a lot of the heavy lifting to get the NBA where it is right now. And I
Good
think
point. Yeah.
Adam Silver has to make tough decisions, but he was handed something on a silver platter
Yeah.
that David Stern really built up
Yeah.
internationally and all that stuff. So
Yeah, and the players seem to be cool with him. You could tell. You saw some quotes about David Stern that some players just couldn't stand him and they were annoyed. With this guy, they don't really. They seem like he's cool and he kind of seems like he's a players commissioner. But I do like the change, and we'll see how it works. To see if it elevates the game.
yeah,
I want to talk about this real quickly. What's your thoughts on it? So Tony Snell, I guess I don't know if he wanted a team to sign, or he
yeah,
was the people were
you know,
just kind of saying, "Hey, you should sign." So because I know two of his kids, actually Tony has autism as
yeah,
well, so he has autism. His kids have autism,
yeah,
and if he was able to sign to complete the 10-year NBA veteran deal, he would have like the best possible health care
yeah,
available for him and his kids. But
yeah,
no one did it. I'm assuming it's probably a financial thing, and the fact that he doesn't play, he's not level to play in NBA. But what's
yeah,
your thoughts? Like, should an NBA team should just went in and sign him for I don't know, we had to play a minimum contract or
yeah.
veterans minimum.
I'm glad Nova brought this up. So thanks for that. I remember Tony Snell. He was on the Bulls and the Bucks and some various teams. Decent player, role player. I think he got diagnosed with autism kind of later in life.
Yeah, he didn't know until later. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't know till later. He has two kids. I don't know. My brain goes at a different route. So one, I'm thinking this guy's made some decent money, right? So shouldn't he be
yeah.
able
His
to
yeah,
afford what his kids need? I don't know. I'm not in his pocketbooks, but he's had several contracts, so I would imagine he's got some money. But that's also not my business. But I am surprised a team didn't sign him. I'm surprised a team didn't sign him because one, that's great PR. Two, I don't know. You could sign a guy and he doesn't have to play. You put him on the bench, but it's great. It's like, hey, I'm taking care of my brotherhood in the NBA.
it's good PR.
It's good. It's great PR. I mean, come on. Like, you got a spot for him somewhere. You give him the vet minimum, whatever. I don't know. You make a deal with the guy. I think that's great PR. If I'm an owner of a team, I'm at least calling him and saying, hey, you still in shape? What are you really trying to do? Are you ready? Are you in shape to play? Could you provide a specialty role in our team? Help the young guys, an extension of the coaching staff? Like, what role could you fit? I'd at least interview him and say, hey, like, how can we help each other, right? I'm not
Yeah,
just going to give him a contract just because I feel sorry for him. I don't believe in that. But I'm surprised the team hasn't done. I'm surprised somebody didn't sign him. I am surprised by that.
I I I wouldn't mind if he got signed, but at the same time, I looked at how much money he made, and according to ChatGPT, which I follow everything that this AI throws at me, the man made $52 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
He'll be fine unless
So
he blew the money away. He should
yeah.
be
So
fine.
how are you not able? I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
he should be fine.
I don't know a lot about autism, but his kids are healthy, right? It's not
Yeah, I
like they.
mean, it depends on the severity. Like everything's on a spectrum. Like I'm probably on a spectrum, so it depends on exactly how much. Because if it's further in, it's a lot of money for therapy
Mm,
like medication possibly, but
yeah,
it could be possibly a lifetime of help, which can be very expensive. But the
yeah.
man made $52 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Hopefully, he managed his money correctly. Maybe he didn't, because the
Yeah.
average NBA player goes broke. The average NFL player goes broke. So that could be something too. I'm thinking
Could,
no one really thought about it. Like either
yeah.
everyone, that thing where you see something terrible happening and there's a group of people and no one does anything because they assume someone else is going to do it. So it could
Yeah.
have been that. Like all these
I,
other teams are like, all right, somebody's going to pitch in.
but you gotta. I would imagine these player personnel people and the owners and these people that run it, they had Tony Snell was brought up in some meetings. Like, hey, what do we do here? Do you got somebody brought this to people and said, hey, is this something that we want to do for PR?
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we, somebody talked about him. So I don't know when was the last time he was in the league. I feel like it was several years, a few years.
I feel like it's been a minute.
It's
Yeah.
been a little while, right? He was definitely a role player, but is even, do you give him a shot when you also have other guys that want a shot that maybe have been working physically harder than Tony Snell and might deserve it more? It could play a role. If a guy gets hurt, a backup point guard might be more beneficial. Tony Snell might not be able to come in and provide what the team would need, right? So there's a lot of other variables, but I would have liked to see somebody sign him. I think I wouldn't have had a problem with it as long as Tony was going to provide something to that team. It's not like you're just getting a contract because we feel bad for you after making $50 million. No, you gotta. What are you bringing to us? Let's make this work for both sides.
Yeah, Bobby says no sympathy signing after making 50 mil. Well, yes, and at the same time, right? If Thanos, uh, the brother of Giannis, is able to be an NBA player, maybe Tony should have another shot, because why is he wasting a spot the spot that he's holding up by embarrassing himself by playing basketball, we clearly can't, to the level of NBA player. There's someone that's on the street that could be a bench player and that could change his life.
No,
but Giannis is a baby, and he needs his brother around, and that's holding a spot.
There is nobody in any rec league, in most other leagues. There's nobody that would be.
I mean, on the street, not on the street, like someone maybe trying to get in the G League, or someone's playing overseas. You're telling me there's not another player out there that's not signed that is better than Giannis's brother?
No, there is, for sure. Yeah. There's guys in the Euro League and the China League or whatever. I'm sure. Yeah. But the average person,
No. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Hector says, today I made $140 and my girl slapped me. Where's my sympathy? I'm sorry, Hector. Like, why? First of all, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Because
how long did you work?
How long?
Hector, how long?
Pedro said it. I didn't say it.
I did.
Hector, be good. That's how you're gonna get slapped. Marion comes with a question. This has been a while since I don't know if they even going back and forth with this. I'd like to have Pedro's thoughts. Do you guys think that the NBA should change their rule back to back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Where right now, a player needs to play at least 1 year of college or 3 years. So it's one. Okay, I thought it was just either high school or 1 year, but she's saying at least 1 year of college or at least 3. What's your thoughts on that?
I answered in the chat. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with there being a age limit in the NBA. This is why I think we've
age?
some success stories, but right now you can go to college for 1 year or you can go play overseas. LaMelo Ball did it. Brandon Jennings, a few other guys, right? But there's a lot more failing stories of guys coming from high school to the NBA than there is success. Now we know about Kevin Garnett, Moses Malone back in the day, right? Kobe Bryant. We know about those guys, right? Tracy McGrady, I believe, as well. But there's a lot of dudes that came in. They weren't financially prepared. They weren't physically prepared, mentally prepared. So I think it's okay to have a year between high school or whatever before you come in to be NBA eligible. I think it's protecting some individuals and getting them ready, and I'm okay with that.
I am not okay with it. It should go back to 18 years old. You are an adult. You can go to the military, pick up a gun, shoot somebody, not be financially ready or mentally ready, and go out and kill people.
It's not the
you
same.
could play basketball.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same. Well, it's not the same, obviously, but it's the same decision, right? Being owned by the government to do what you have to do to survive, right? But you have to play a few years of basketball. Why? If the teams are stupid enough to pick Jonathan Bender, then that's their problem. That's their fault, right?
Yeah.
And he did pretty well. I mean, in terms of making money, like he left, still has money. Like his life is still great, but you know what I mean? Like it's your decision as a team. Should you take your draft pick and pick a guy you never played college ball? Like that's your problem.
Well, and clearly, the NBA also understood that the college game was you're losing guys in the college level when college makes billions of dollars, March Madness, all that stuff. So when you have like guys like LeBron coming right out, right? You want maybe them to go to college, right? Because there's
Did you think it was you think it's a thing, like some kind of collusion type thing going on with the NBA and the college?
I think there's conversations around that.
That makes sense. I figured.
I would think, because if you got all your guys, all your top NBA guys, and none of them are going to college, it waters down the college product a little bit.
Yeah. And it seemed like it helped. I mean, once at least the 1 year was a little annoying. Some people didn't like it. Like I said, Brandon Jennings is like, well, I'm just going to play overseas. he
Yeah.
probably should have played in the college. He should have. I don't know what went wrong with him. Like he had decent games.
Oh, he had. I mean, he dropped a
For
50.
some reason, it never. You know what I mean? Like compared to other point guards, it wasn't like a long-lived success in that league.
He was. I mean, he was a good NBA player. He was a scorer. He was good for several, few years. But yeah, he wasn't like all-star consecutive years. He didn't do. He was a bucket though, man. He had few games. He scored 50 points. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't. You think about guys like Sebastian Telfair, right? I think he's from.
He probably should have went to college.
Remember, yeah, he should have went to college.
He probably should have went to college. Yeah.
There's more guys that should have went to fine tune those skills and learn a little bit more, be more ready physically than there are ones that did it and did it right. Even Kobe, when Kobe went to the Lakers, he was not what he was by the year 3 and 4. Kobe Bryant didn't even start in the beginning.
It was like raw. He was very raw, but I think he had he already had that work ethic that was just relentless.
Yeah.
And so like, no one, I didn't think that he won the slam dunk contest. I thought the guy just could jump and just had a little bit of that. But I understand what you're saying. You got to protect the integrity of the game on both ends, and I guess protect the owners from themselves, because that's, again, these players decide to you could decide to go in a draft and not get drafted.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, this guy's 18, but we're not sure. Is he had the body? Like you said, mentally prepared. Like for some reason, Kevin Garnett was able to just come out and just ball, right? LeBron James. I mean, and that's what, 1/10 of a percent.
Yeah,
of all the other.
To agree with you a little, I think what I don't like about it is, to your point, like if you're 18, you're an adult. You could vote. You can go to war for your country. You could
drink though, but yeah,
you can't drink. But you could do a lot. You can do a lot of things. So you shouldn't have to necessarily jump through a hoop to get to where you want to go. Because I'll say this: if I'm talented enough, I myself might not want to go to college, because then what if I blow my knee out? What if I get hurt? I might lose a lot of money, right? But I want that guaranteed contract. You want to get to that first contract quickly, right? You want to start that clock.
You get that big one,
19 or 20, because then you get to your second contract quicker. So I understand from a financial standpoint why these guys would want to go into the league. I mean, you want to take care of your family, get your mom a house. Like, I get it. So I don't like it from that standpoint, but I understand it from a business side.
Yeah, and things are a little different now with the NIL money. It's much easier to convince, hey, you know what? Maybe you should, obviously you got to do that 1 year, but you have some level of structure. You're around people who are college educated. It does matter, guys. I know, like, as much as I think college is bullshit, for certain things where you may not expect it, you're still around people who are a little bit more structured and have some experience and can grab you beyond just playing basketball. So I think those things are helpful. I think the NIL is definitely long overdue. So that's great that's actually happening. And also NFL, 18-year-olds going to NFL. You don't have to worry about that rule, because that kid will be destroyed, because it wouldn't have been.
They're not ready. That's most are not. Physically they might look, but it's different. The game's quicker. But the NIL stuff, I mean, most of the athletes aren't making the crazy money like the Angela Reese and the Caitlin Clarks and the Shadir Sanders, and like these are big, making millions and millions and millions of dollars off their image and likeness. But I think the NIL is long overdue. I think it's really, really good for players. So now we don't have to worry about like a Reggie Bush scenario where he was getting some money or whatever. And
just give me 6 figures, I'll be good. I mean, a lot of players just get 6 figures. That's amazing. That's life-changing money.
He deserves that money. He's talented. You want to pay, a booster wants to pay, whatever. Like, we should be giving Reggie Bush his Heisman back, in my opinion. I mean,
he should. I wonder if they ever do that.
Who knows? He should get it back, though. I mean, he should get it back.
He was a beast. Let's stay in the NFL real quick. So the reason why I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl is because of one person, Patrick Mahomes. And I say that like, yeah, duh. He's a quarterback. He's a future Hall of Famer. We don't give Patrick Mahomes enough credit, even though he gets a lot of credit. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes was born in a ridiculously crazy family with a bunch of cartoon characters all over the place. And then he went and married another cartoon character.
Yeah, he did.
All really unlikable people. And I'm going to show you the story with Patrick Mahomes Sr., because he was a senior. His father played baseball for the What's the team? What's the team?
Mets.
Pedro, baseball guy.
Mets and Twins.
Mets and Twins. This guy has been arrested for DUI 3 times.
Oh, wow.
In Texas. Why are you even doing that?
He looks happy too. Look at him.
He's drunk. You know, he lit right now.
He lit. Third DUI?
And this is dating 12 years ago. So the reason why I say Patrick Mahomes is going to win a championship. Oh, press the wrong button. This man has been going through the weirdest family in the weirdest situation with all types of crazy things happening around him. And Patrick Mahomes does is ball. And then that one time he lost his mind, probably because he had to deal with his family and it was almost some other stuff. But he balls out of his mind. He's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever played. At least one of them. He could be the guy if he just keeps winning. How is a man able to succeed at a high level like that with such a goofy family? His brother's a creep. His father is just driving around. He don't give a damn. His wife is weird. How does he do it?
Well, I mean, I'll say his mom and dad have been married. Like they're together still, I believe. His dad was a professional athlete, so he's probably raised okay. I think his dad is just like parties a little bit.
He's lit. He's just,
maybe he just had one too many, but three DUIs.
That's bad, and that's extremely dangerous and reckless.
That's reckless, especially when you've got money. Your son's got money. You could have an Uber or a limo. Like there's no reason at all.
I'm wondering, like, do people just think they have so much control and too much ego, and they want to ride in their car? They don't want to do the Uber thing. They don't want to do the chauffeur thing. I want to get in my whip. Like what? I don't know, because if I had the ability to Uber everywhere, I wouldn't drive. Like I would not drive. Not the fact I want to drink. I don't like driving is annoying to me. Like I'd rather just chill, do other stuff. Bobby says Andy Reid adopted him.
That's funny. Shout out to Andy Reid. Andy Reid's he's like a fun dude. Yeah. I don't know. His dad never, the DUI stuff is bothersome to say the least. But his wife is definitely a little annoying. I don't have a problem with her. She's definitely annoying.
She toned it down though.
She's definitely toned it down. His brother is a creep. Is just fucking. He's the most annoying. Like his brother's weird. I see him on the TikToks. He's doing these weird dances. Like his brother is just living through his brother. He's basically just living through.
Yeah, I would give some sympathy for him because clearly he's weird, and the fact is, he will never. It's hard to say that, but I'll be honest. He probably will never achieve what his brother achieves, and that is probably bothering him to the point where his life is now doing goofy stuff.
Yeah. He's never gonna be as successful Patrick
none of us
ever. So
Marion with another really good question right here. If Patrick Mahomes was picked, I'll answer for Pedro, but let me read the question. Patrick Mahomes was in the same round as Mr. Trubisky. If the Bears picked Mahomes instead, would the Bears be in a different position? To me, no, because the coaching staff is terrible. I agree. He would be terrible. Patrick may not have been in the same league. The Bears is so bad. Like they couldn't
stop. Stop right now.
They're trash. Pedro.
Listen.
And mind you, Patrick Mahomes did not play immediately. He sat for an entire year, played the last game, I believe, because he was a really good quarterback with I think Alex
Smith. Yeah.
Alex Smith.
So the Bears drafted Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying we would be winning Super Bowls like he has, but the Bears would be significantly better. Come on, guys.
Well, I guess. But again, Patrick Mahomes had a lot of weapons to throw to. Remember, he had Cheetah at one point. What happened if that dude stayed in the team? They wouldn't lose a game. But again, he ran for the bag. He has that great tight end. What weapons he would have had when he got that year when he got there?
I think we had Alshon Jeffrey was our lead guy. We drafted another receiver out of South Carolina. Even beyond him, that was not good either. Listen, it's Patrick Mahomes. We understand he got gifted into a great situation with a great coach, right? But still Patrick Mahomes. He would have been better to Mitch Trubisky. Come on. So
Mitch was a bad reach. You guys reached for him too. So but actually, the first season was the first season. a second. What was it? He actually had a good season.
Second season, 12-4. The Bears won.
He-
We're 12-4, but then after
yeah,
that, we were like 6 or 5 wins. It was bad.
yeah. Fair enough. Giggity says no sympathy for the weird. No, we have some sympathy for the weird. Like I said, in terms of his brother, and again, his brother actually got in trouble for being a creep. I think some kind of assault charge, sexual assault, or some kind of weird thing. I think his name is Jackson Mahomes. So he's, he deserves to get his ass kicked for that. But I am giving sympathy for the fact that Patrick Mahomes is able to navigate and play at a high level with that much stuff happening because I'm human. When things happen to my family, it affects me, even if I had nothing to do with it. If something happens to my mom going through something with my father, or even sometimes even relatives I can't stand, it bothers me. But to play professional football where guys trying to run it and destroy you, and he's able to, and again, didn't have like the best season. Things went up and down, probably because of all the stuff he'd be going through. Doesn't talk about it. It's interesting. Damon Lillard talked about it. He's like, I'm going through a divorce. No one asked. Apparently, he was asking about his mood. It's like, you don't know what these people are going through.
Well, they're regular. Listen, they have lives just like us guys. They have broken relationships, crazy moms and dads, crazy brothers and sisters. Like, come on, like they're human beings. They put their pants on like we do. And I think the one thing we got to remember is a lot of these guys, especially these top level guys, Dame, Pat Mahomes, or whoever, these guys have so many individuals catering to them. Okay, they got people cooking for them. They got drivers. They got personal assistants. They got coaches. They got dietitians. They got strength coaches. I mean, their day is planned out. So, like, I think that helps you when you're dealing with things in your life, when you have, a strong support system around you that can help you with a lot of that stuff. So it's not like you and I handle, like when we got to deal with shit, like it's just us. It's on us most of the time. These guys got handlers, and while that might be frustrating at times to have all these people in your ear, it helps. It makes a lot. I think it makes a lot of things a lot easier when you have people that you can just count on immediately, and they always got your back, and they can set things up for you and give you with the best therapist or the best doctor. So I don't feel sorry for these guys. Like even with all the crazy family shit he's got going on, he's got a lot of people because he's a dollar signs, man. If something happens to him, all the agents and everybody that's eating off of his plate, they don't eat anymore. So they're going to take care of this guy. So I think, it helps that he has a good team around him to deal with the craziness of his family.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm all in. I think Pat's going to win. As much I would love the 49ers to win based on the Cam Newton thing. I don't know if you saw this. He doubled down because he said this a couple of weeks ago that Brock Purdy is a game manager. Yeah. And as you could tell the last couple of games that Brock Purdy is not a game manager. He's winning games. He's throwing dub passes. And for some reason, Cam Newton doubled down again a couple of days ago and said, not only Brock Purdy is a game manager, Brock Purdy is probably the 10th best player on the team. He's at 10th. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't go. First of all, you can go by positions, but the quarterback is extremely important.
Yes.
Regardless of how great Christian McCaffrey is, if he took direct snaps at the ball, he's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Because they all know you're running. So yeah, Deebo Samuel, and yes, there's great guys on the defensive side, but they don't hold the ball and throw it. Like, it's not the same. But
what happened last year? Brock Purdy got hurt versus the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
That was it.
And they didn't win. And they had all those other 9 players that are better than Brock Purdy were on that team last year, and they lost. The quarterback is the most important position in all of professional sports. It just is. Now, is Brock Purdy rated as high of a quarterback in the NFL as Christian McCaffrey is rated as a running back, or Deebo, or Brandon, or George Kittle, or Trent Williams, or Fred Warner? No. But Brock Purdy's not a game manager. He's a good player. I think Cam Newton's salty. I think
why?
I think he wants to be an NFL still. He doesn't understand why he's not.
Yeah.
And I think these old, we see it in the NBA too. These older guys coming down and giving shit to the younger guys because these young guys are making 2, 3, 4, 5 times more money than these guys ever did. Right? Yeah. If you look at a Cam Newton, he did very well. Brock Purdy's going to wind up making more in the NFL than Cam Newton, because the next contract Brock Purdy signs is going to be bigger than any contract Cam Newton ever had. So Cam looks at it like, damn, I was the MVP. I was that guy, and he was. But he ain't gonna make the bag that Brock Purdy's about to get. And I think some of these guys are a little salty about that. You look at like guys like Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was Hall of Famer, won an MVP, took the Suns to the finals. Fantastic ball player. He ain't making the money that Tony Snell made. Charles Barkley didn't make $50 million in the NBA. Tony Snell did. So I think a lot of these older guys are like, they come down on the young guys. The money's just different. So.
But I like for me, Charles Barkley he's more like I think Shaq sometimes come across as a hater, and it doesn't make any sense. He's one of the most accomplished basketball players ever. Why does he come across so?
He don't need to do anything to anybody.
Yeah, just he comes across very sensitive, especially the way he used to go to Dwight Howard, which was totally didn't make any sense. Charles Barkley, I feel like he just tells the truth. He just his delivery is kind of like direct to the point and come across a little like it's a hater. Yeah. But Cam just seems like next level. It's like weird. Like, okay, he's doing pretty well with the podcasting. He seems like he's trying to, get in the media stuff. So I'm sure he's still able to make some kind of money doing that. Obviously, it's not the same. But Warren Sapp gave a dig to Cam Newton. I don't know why all these guys just talking shit about each other.
Yeah.
He's like, you're talking like you act like an ass. You keep doubling down. Clearly, Brock Purdy is not a game manager. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, if what have you really done as a quarterback? He said Cam Newton was a glorified running back.
Damn.
Which is hard. Like, all right. Let's all we're not gonna forget that Cam Newton at one point was a beast, but he did run the ball a lot.
He did, but Cam Newton,
and he wasn't accurate. He wasn't very accurate with the ball.
He wasn't accurate. He was pretty good. That Carolina Panthers team, they didn't have a whole. They had some stuff. They didn't have a whole lot. Cam Newton was a good football player. He was good in college.
Hall of Famer.
Good in the pros. Ooh, that's a great question. No, he never won Super Bowl. And I think at the quarterback position, I think that's you got to either have a long career with crazy stats like a Dan Marino or a Jim Kelly, or you got to win the Super Bowl. And he didn't. So Cam Newton's not going to the Hall of Fame. No.
Yeah. No. So that's a Warren. I think Warren said, I don't know if Warren said just wanted to give him back the same medicine that he thought he was giving up to Brock by saying, well, like in terms of quarterback, who talks about you? Like he was just kind of saying, like, in terms of quarterbacking, who he had his great run. I think he redefined the position a little bit of seeing what Lamar and everyone else is doing. Well, that was Cam back in the day doing that. Even though Cam, his body, he was a big giant dude.
You had Michael Vick, and then you had Randall Cunningham and Steve Young. Those were the guys right before that were running. But Cam was just big. He was just so big that he was big as some of his linebackers. His linemen. So Cam Newton was.
Bobby says no Hall of Fame.
Long career. He didn't have enough really great years together. He had a couple really spectacular ones with the Panthers. Then he goes to the Patriots and was very subpar. Very subpar. He was a running back on the Patriots. He would throw the ball 10, 12 times in a game, and that was it. And he'd run all the goal line runs were for him, all the design runs. I mean, Cam Newton was a really good quarterback, but he didn't have enough years to be considered a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. No way.
Gotcha. Definitely Auburn. Yeah, definitely Auburn. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you could tell, and I felt that way with Melo too. Sometimes Melo, especially when he said, about the 13 and the Denver of the. I'm like, will you talk? Have you seen what this guy's doing?
Yeah,
he did what you couldn't do. It's over, man. Like you were unlucky with that one.
I like Melo a lot. I think his son's gonna wind up in the NBA too, which is cool.
Yeah.
And he had Lala, so I can't give Melo a lot of hate.
He had a good life. Yeah, no one's saying he had a bad life. But you can't walk around talking about this one dude who's may go down top 3, and that's not even joking. Like the numbers, the winning.
You're talking about centers, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
You're talking all time? Oh,
dude. Cool. Well, okay. Defensively, it's he's not. Yeah, he's not the great defense. No, that's the problem with him and Luka. Like, I think Jason Kidd was like, Luka's up there with the greatest. I'm like, the greatest play defense.
Yeah.
And every play.
In order for Joker to even sniff the top 3, because right now it's Michael, LeBron, Kobe, Kareem, Magic, like Steph, maybe, Shaq, Wilt, like, come on. In order for Joker to get in that top 3 Mount Rushmore combo, he's got to win another 4 championships. And that's going to be very difficult to do, even as great as he is.
True.
Another 4, he'd have to get to 5. in my opinion, to sniff the top 3. Do I think he could be one of the best centers of all time? Absolutely. Top 3 all time, if he continues on this pace, I can't argue that at all. But as far as overall NBA players, he ain't never going to be LeBron.
We'll see, because you're saying if he can get a few more championships where he's doing what he's doing, yeah. I mean, he's orchestrating everything. He's a center. He's a point center, and he's still giving you rebounds. He still can score. While watching play, I just keep shaking my head. Like it's the same thing as in Wembley. Like the fact that, I don't know if you saw this. They had a comparison of what's the dude that won the defensive player of the year? French dude, Gobert, right? Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
They showed his stats of what he did all season to get that reward. Wemby already had it. Like Victor already had it this season.
Season's not even over yet.
Season's not over. He already has it, and he's probably not. I don't think he's going to get it.
Victor
crazy.
Victor Wembanyama is going to be. He's got the potential if he can just continue to put on a little more weight, to get a little more durable. He is because he plays defense as well, so he's both ends. So he's got that Tim Duncan factor, that MJ factor, the guys that will play both ends of the floor. Kobe Bryant, he's got that. Hakeem Olajuwon played both ends. So if he could, he's had a really good rookie year. He needs help. He's got nobody on that team.
They don't pass to him. It was an important game the game or two ago. This guy launches a 3, even though Wemby was driving to the basket. He's the tallest person in the fucking building. Why he didn't throw the ball? The whole team needs to be replaced. You know
what they need? They need Atlanta, man. Figure out how to get Trae Young over there in San Antonio.
Yeah, I know they were still talking about that. Yeah, they should.
That would be. Trae Young's still really young. Trae Young's averaging 25 and 10. You put Trae Young and Victor together, and then you get some role players. That could be dangerous for the Western Conference.
Yeah, definitely.
Want to get Grammy talk? A little Grammys?
I was going to do the Grammys talk real quick because I didn't watch it. I think I'm getting to this point where I am not following any of this shit. So we could talk about some of the stuff. Who won album of the year? Taylor Swift. You could put a gun to my head and say, tell me 3 songs. No, tell me 2 Taylor. I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Her music doesn't. And apparently she's like one of the greatest artists of all time. I think she won it.
She's very talented.
She won this award as much time as. And I'm saying now, I listen to her music. It doesn't hit me the way the greatest artists of all time, like the ones that we talk about, hit me. I listen to it and it's nice. Like, you ever see what I mean? Like, in terms of, you can look at Michael Jackson and listen to his stuff, like, yo, that guy is he's next level. Like, or Elvis or Jimi Hendrix or like whatever artist like you said that's up there. Even the ones who passed on, right? Obviously, Amy Winehouse. You listen, like, yo, that was good. Yeah. Even Adele. I'm like, damn it. I listened to her and I'm like, it's okay.
Well, but I think the people you just mentioned are a little more in our wheelhouse of what we might like. A little R&B, a little soulful, maybe even a little
soul. There's no soul to her though.
There's not with Taylor Swift, man. It's target music. It's for middle America. It's for girls.
In that one, there's no seasoning.
It's for guys. She's not making music for guys. Okay. Yeah. So but what I do respect about her is she writes her own music.
Okay.
She's, what I'm saying? I think that's she's a really good songwriter. She's very thoughtful in the music and the production, and so I ain't got no Taylor Swift hate, but it's starting to get a little annoying when she continues just to win and win and win, and it's a little annoying. And I saw Jay-Z talking about
talk about Jay-Z real quick. I have some thoughts about Beyonce too. Yeah. But what did you hear of what Jay-Z did when he won his, I guess, one of those like lifetime achievement awards, I think?
Yeah. Jay-Z, man, he has changed over the years. It feels like he's had 2 different careers, in my opinion. He's a rapper and then a businessman. Shout out to Jay-Z though. He deserves.
He's a billionaire, man.
Yeah. So shout out. He's done so much for the music industry, and there's a lot of people under him that have come up. Think of Kanye's and all the other guys, but Jay-Z, he's that kind of guy. He walks in the room and commands attention. He knows he's the shit. He knows everybody wants a piece of him. He's got his hands in a lot of different things. He's a billionaire. Not a lot of billionaires walking around, okay? and he's married to Beyonce, so he could do whatever he wants. So I was not surprised that he said what he said. You know, that he had like a Kanye moment, but a little more chill, right? Kanye, same thing, and he did it with Taylor and Beyonce. Very simple, you know.
Which is interesting that the kind of same, like we're on the same thing. And I remember Shannon Sharp saying that Taylor is up there with Beyonce, or even more relevant than Beyonce. So it's interesting that Jay-Z did say what he had to say. Maybe that's a little bit of that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is interesting. I don't think he said anything out of line or out of pocket. It's weird though, because the context of it is like he's going up there getting basically a lifetime achievement award. He's standing next to his daughter. Like, why bring that up? But I
think he doesn't care. I don't think he cares about the Grammys. He never did. The guy hasn't showed up for years.
If you don't care and you publicly come out about, hey, ever since DMX didn't get his love, I boycotted, then why the fuck are you there?
To give shit the fact that his wife did not win. Like she gets all these nominations and never get the record of the year or the album of the year. And the fact that then, you know, later on Taylor Swift wins one. Beyonce is very similar. I like Beyonce music. I like Destiny Child music. If you put some Destiny Child on, again, I don't know if it's nostalgia.
She's got some cuts for sure. They did. Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, Beyonce is overrated. She's a great performer. Yeah. She does not write her music. I think it's a lot. She has a lot of people helping her put the stuff together. She can sing. She can perform her ass off.
Yeah,
she looks amazing.
Yeah.
There's some songs I do remember, like, you know, like you tap my feet to. But the idea that she should win an album of the year, what album?
Yeah, no, I think I'm right.
Like what album? And
I'm right on. I think Beyonce has hits.
She has hits.
Great videos, great moments.
Performances, like if you went and paid, I can't afford. None of us can afford to go to a Beyonce concert, but it's really good.
Yeah, she's won. I believe she has more Grammys than anybody, right? She's got a lot. Anyway.
But Jay wants her to win the album of the year. That's a big deal.
A full album. You can't just have a couple of hits. It's got to be a full album. That makes sense, right? So yeah. I don't know if she's deserving. I've never listened to a whole Beyonce album. I would never. It's not my thing. I would never put an album in and listen to every song. But you know,
I don't think there's an album that's an album of the year.
Yeah, I mean, but also I've never listened to a whole Taylor Swift album, so I don't know if that's good or bad either, right? So,
but like you said, it's two different. And her last Beyonce album was more like an EDM. Like I don't know what he's talking about. Like Lemonade, maybe. Yeah, probably that was a big selling album, and it had like a lot of like real life stuff. Maybe that could have won.
I think that was more surprising than Adele won that year. And Adele even said, "Hey, I don't deserve this. Beyonce should have won." But you know, I think it
happens.
There's some politicking at the Grammys. I think there's a little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Killer Mike won 3 Grammys.
Shout out to him real quick, because Killer Mike, and some people don't know who he is, which is crazy. Go look him up.
Yeah.
He raps better than your average. Like he raps better than your favorite rapper right now. This was a down year for hip hop in terms of like the big mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
Killer Mike, that was a great album. I love the song with him with Andre 3000 in the Future, Scientists and Engineers. I listened to that a couple of times. So it was great that and look at the bullshit that was nominated with him. Drake and 21 Savage, Her Loss was nominated.
Well, the only one that I was like, okay, this makes sense is, and last year obviously Kendrick Lamar won, as he should have. We kind of both thought.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah,
no surprises. This year our boy Nas is there with King's Disease. That's cool, but you know, but yeah, Utopia, Travis Scott,
which is okay. I like Travis Scott, but he's not a rapper, so he should not win Best Rap Album. But I like his music.
Metro Boomin, a whole bunch of features, and
with his features, he shouldn't win it.
He shouldn't. Great. You know, a lot of downloads. People love it. Or, but Killer
Mike or Nas, I don't complain. I think that's his moment.
Yeah.
Killer Mike has been there since back in the day with Outkast jumping in, just destroying with Outkast is more laid back. Killer Mike came in with the energy, just coming in crazy. Run the Jewels, a phenomenal group. Probably don't get enough attention. I don't think most people remember Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
So it was good that he got his due. He is really liberal. He does talk about a lot of politics. So if you don't like that, but in his songs, like he still be destroying. I don't think it matters. that he's a Bernie Mac guy. I don't know if he's still a Bernie Sanders supporter. Who knows? But the weird thing about it, he wins his rewards and then he gets arrested right after.
What's up with that? I still haven't. I saw that, but I didn't understand. I don't know if it was arrested or detained. I saw two different articles. One user
apparently it was. I think it was like a misdemeanor assault charge, something like that. Let me look it up real quick. There was something. He got out immediately. Like he got bailed out and he did something else.
Or something like that. It was something.
Yeah, something that happened a minute, but it is. Why would they do that at that moment?
Yes.
Or even during that? Like, would a different? I don't want to say this because it always comes around. But if it was someone else, would they have waited? Would they have said, "Can you come in tomorrow?" So we just go do the arraignment and then you leave. Like, why are you arresting him in the middle? Like,
yeah,
that was kind of embarrassing for him. Obviously, like, what? What's your thoughts on that? Just that whole situation. He's a public figure. He's not some guy on the street. This is Grammy night. You couldn't call him, couldn't call his representatives and say, "Hey, he needs to come into the station and take care of this."
Yeah, without knowing what happened and what was said or not said or who touched whatever, that situation doesn't need to get to that point, right? I think cooler heads need to prevail, but sometimes with cops, man, they get the egos. Killer Mike's having a night of his life. 3 Grammys.
So
he's feeling himself. Maybe he's boisterous. But that doesn't need that. I mean, come on. Unless something comes out where he slapped somebody, punched somebody, that's different. I doubt that happened. Probably some kind of argument. Somebody bumped into somebody. Maybe he pushed somebody, like, get out my way. Or he pushes, and the person's like, call the cops. And even then,
it's a misdemeanor charge. Misdemeanor.
You're at the Grammys. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you don't need to put the cuffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it just said it was related to a physical altercation. But you go and you arrest a dude, like it just seemed off and embarrassing. Of course, our guy that wins a couple of rap Grammys gets arrested. It's like, we can't win, man.
Like, it's just a bad look. It's like, come on, man. We got Taylor Swift winning another Grammy, Jay-Z up there defending his wife, Killer Mike is arrested. It's like, what's going on here? It's like, it's messy when it doesn't need to be
messy. Yes, perfect wording.
It
was messy,
and it don't need. You don't see Adele getting handcuffs. Taylor Swift ain't going to be in handcuffs.
Oh no,
never. That would be if Taylor Swift, bumped into somebody or hey, get out of my way and rub. They're not putting that woman in handcuffs, guys. Okay, Miley Cyrus ain't getting put in handcuffs. Okay, like
no.
I think there's other things at play. Unfortunately, but it is messy and it doesn't need to be. So
it really doesn't. I like, damn. I mean, maybe, like I said, we'll see more details, but even as a misdemeanor charge, they couldn't call his representatives or call him, say, come to the station, get the arraignment, you leave, there you go, because it's LA. So like he's gonna stay in jail. They don't in New York City and LA, you can slap someone in the face, steal, whatever. You get arrested, you leave same day, no problem. That's how all it is.
I'm moving to NY then, man.
So next, I think on Wednesday, we're going to talk about. I saw a segment on The View. Now you're going to say, why the hell was I watching The View?
Why are you watching The View, man?
I was at the dentist. I had no choice.
That sucks.
What they're talking about, it's very liberal, and they went after men with our obsession with the Taylor, not obsession, but our obsession of how annoyed we are with the Taylor Swift story or the Taylor Swift situation. I will play that Wednesday because I think we have a lot to discuss and it probably will take forever.
And I'll be honest, back in the day, The View was something that sometimes I would I would see it and but it's gotten way.
I'm not surprised what you're saying.
It's gotten way.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised you watched it earlier. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing. In fact, if you did, they'll help the show because we need a different dynamic.
Hey, you're the one watching that. You could have told the dentist to turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't. That was painful.
No, the View used to be kind of controversial, so I wouldn't watch it on a day, but I would watch certain clips or tune in when I knew there was drama sometimes because the Rosie O'Donnell and she'd be going at it with the other lady and the guy, and you'd have these crazy, and it was just kind of like Jerry Springer sometimes. But now it's like you have all these women pushing these separate agendas, and it seems more made up now, whereas before it seemed like it was actually real. Now it seems more scripted, and everybody's trying to get over on each other. It's very annoying. But
It's super liberal, but I want to again trying to
Bob, bro.
listen. He likes us both equally.
Listen,
There's some stuff about apparently misogynistic and controlling. It's going to trigger all of us,
oh,
but
God.
I think we should watch it because we want to see what other people think about. So I think it'll be something. I'll have it saved up. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. But before we leave, I saw this is a random. The algorithm of YouTube is a mysterious beast.
It is,
and they showed me something, and it was every female rap song these days. So we're gonna play. It's only a minute.
Okay.
I laughed. Now this is if you guys are fans of Ice Spice, St. Louis's own Sexy Red, Lotto, all of these new female rappers are out there, and they kind of all sound the same and talk about the same stuff. Megan Thee Stallion, and listen, well, I don't care what she says. She could be talking in Spanish.
Is it just me, or does she look better now than she did a couple years ago?
I don't know what she's doing. I don't think she's doing anything. It's just she's getting in shape. I don't know.
Oh man, it looks good. It looks good.
Now apparently everyone don't like her because she seems like she's not a good person. But who cares?
I don't need to know. I don't care. I don't need Megan Thee Stallion or Nicki Minaj to be good people.
Okay? Or Nicki, yeah. Which I still think Nicki's one of the greatest female rappers. I think she held her own. I think if you guys check out her last album, I think it was decent. It wasn't like it was decent.
And cadence and flow and different flow. So yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, features were good. The one with J. Cole, he kills it. Like it's a decent album. There's nothing, garbage about it. But anyway, this was I don't even know who this YouTuber is. I just get random stuff recommended on my feed. So this is okay. Yeah, this is every female rap song these days. So let me play it.
Oh Lord.
My pussy, my pussy, my pussy, my pussy, my pussy, my pussy, my pussy. I fuck on the couch, I fuck on the stairs, I fuck on the couch, I fuck on the stairs, I fuck over here, I fuck over there, I fuck anyone, I fuck anywhere. My pussy, 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 my pussy. I fuck on the couch, I fuck on the stairs, I fuck on the couch, I fuck on the stairs, I fuck over here, I fuck over there, I fuck anyone, I fuck anywhere. I fuck in the chair, I fuck in the crowd, I fuck while they cheer, I fuck in the bar, I fuck while we cheers, I'm fucking on the pool, I fuck on the bear, don't care if you vegan, I fuck on a pair, don't care if we friends, I fuck on a pair, don't care if it's two, I fuck with a pair, don't care if it's two, I fuck all we share, I fuck on a lair, I fuck you and Claire, I fuck on a player, I fuck on a mayor, I fuck on a crater, I fuck on I fuck on a tater, I'm feeling real lazy, I fuck on you later, I fuck on a hater, I fuck on a skater, I fuck on a gator, I fuck on a trader, I fuck on a Laker, don't care if you're a car, I fuck on Mater. My pussy, 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 my
Is that a fair assessment of the female rap game?
For not all, but the majority.
Makes Uncle Luke blush.
I mean, that's actually really funny. I like that. Shout out to him.
No, it wasn't Killer Mike. Giggity, we'll talk to you later. No, it wasn't Killer Mike. How dare you?
I mean, did you? Okay, so listen. I hate even bringing this up, but you TikTok and algorithms and things. They should. Sexy Red's from St. Louis. That's where I live.
You should know.
I know. She's my neighbor. But listen, she just had like a baby. And I saw a video of her like the baby shower, and she's like twerking and doing it. And
she's
pictures
weird,
of her like after having her baby, and she's like, what the fuck's going on? Is she a plant?
I believe plants. I didn't believe plants before. Yes, I believe it's a plant. It has to be.
Bro, I
don't think she ever rapped anything that was like a good bar. No. It has to be a plant. I truly believe what's going on there.
Guys, St. Louis is the middle of nowhere. We're not a hotbed for hip hop. Okay. She's not beautiful like that chick out. What's that girl? Tyler, whatever her name is. What?
The one that the first the first African Music Award for Grammy. Well, no, most women don't. She's a 1 out of 1, man. But yeah, I hear.
She don't look beautiful to where like, okay, now we're good. Where did she come from?
No bars.
For her to be
looks is weird. She's a personality. I'll say that. Character. But she raps away like that parody song. Her, the Lottos, even some of your Megan Thee Stallions. Sometimes when she's just rapping about how much she can fuck and she's fucking somebody, or getting in this and that.
Rapping about her pussy. Like the guy.
And male rappers do talk about sex a lot, but it's not as often the topic compared to female rappers. It's all about, and it's weird. You can say it's sexual liberation. It's definitely that progressiveness that's so prevalent. But yeah, and then after a while, you're like, well, all y'all just rap the same. So now we're just looking at you guys for looks.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know how Sexy Red is getting over, but Ice Spice is just showing more of a body. She definitely looks better than Sexy Red.
Yeah.
But actually, great comment. We are in the WAP stage of hip hop, and we've had not terrible. We had some really raunchy songs back in the day.
Oh,
I mean, My Neck, My Back.
Come on, yeah, Little
was still was a classic, but it was a very raunchy song. So but we never said Kia was a person to push. No one pushed her to do anything, right? She wasn't on all the award shows and we heard that song. It's like, wow, that was a lot. We like it, but she never became a great rapper. Or maybe Trina. Trina was kind of up there too.
Trina was, she was,
She had some good songs. She was up there with Trick Daddy. That style over there in Miami was that flavor. Or we could just be becoming really, really like conservative. We don't want to hear that. Too much pussy talk.
We get older, yeah. I want to ask you a question. We use the word plant, right? And let's just say that that's true. It's hard to really tell, right? But do you think, some people think, I want to get your opinion on this. Some people think that if we're going to go the plant route, that record labels or people of power are putting somebody like Sexy Red or whoever else in a position of relevancy and to become popular, right? And helping them push their brand and a certain look. Do you think it's done to minimize the culture, minimize the African American community, to make it look bad? Do you think that because they're pushing that versus other people that are successful and like more respectable in how they carry themselves? Do you think there's powers at hand pushing a Sexy Red to keep the Black community down?
Before I answer that question, Ceci says milkshake doesn't bring all the boys to the yard. And then Giggly said, I got fries for that shake. Guys, all he does is drop banger one-liners.
He does.
It's capitalism at its finest. It's whatever they know the music is bad and they're putting it out anyway because it's selling. And they're pushing certain artists that doesn't matter how terrible they look, but they can look at the numbers and see the analytics and see this person is resonating, even if it's negative, they don't care. I saw an interview with Ice Cube a couple of days ago. This is a clip. He was talking to Bill Maher for some reason. And he was saying that a lot of these people who run these companies also have stocks in prisons, like private prisons.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
The gangster music or aggressive music can push, if crime continues to go up or stays where it is,
good for their money.
If they also invested in private prisons, it's like they're double dipping.
Yeah.
And I believe with Ice Cube because he's definitely like a smart dude. He's seen it all. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So he understands how, like, why are certain rappers are getting pushed where there's more talented rappers over here. There's more conscious. No one's pushing conscious rappers out.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're there. Just they don't push them. They're pushing the Sexy Reds. The people.
Is that on us as a consumer? Because we're paying for that. So then it's a supply and demand thing, right?
Yeah, because it takes more effort to look up other stuff. So we all just listen to the radio and listen to the same old bullshit. We watch the same stuff on the TV. We don't search, or at least I try to search for other stuff. It's up there. People, the kids, once the young people are into the artists, that's what they're into. And yeah, I think it does destroy a culture. It does destroy a society. If we can't understand what is good music, what's bad, that's a problem, right? Like, we all know what McDonald's is going to a 5-star restaurant. Like, we need to know the difference between the two. We can't, like, someone says, yo, Sexy Red is a great rapper. That's a problem. And we need to put that person in jail or whoever said that. But like, or a great performer, like, we need to let everyone know what's considered a great performer. And I don't know if that's being told now. That's the problem. That's why I think last year was a down year for hip hop. I agree. It wasn't for Nas. What the hell have we been listening to?
Well, and the number one hip hop song, as of I think just a couple of days ago, I lost the spot, was Ben Shapiro and Tom McDonald. Guys,
Oh yeah, we still gotta talk about that.
Mocking hip hop. They're mocking hip hop and taking shots at hip hop, the culture, how it's been negative, right? And they're the number one song like that. That for some it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, right now the only thing that's happening in hip hop right now is all the female rappers are attacking each other. So like Megan and Nicki are not getting along, and now Lotto is going after Ice Spice. I don't know if you know who Lotto is.
I've heard a little bit of her stuff.
Yeah. Apparently Lotto went to the Bronx to shoot a video, which is something you know when you do that, you really put it in there. When you go to the enemy's territory to make a song about them, that's good stuff. Now, is any of these songs good? I no, but they're there. And Ben Shapiro's song is better than all those songs, according to the charts. So I guess we're ending this on a depressive note. Gig says, just remember, Island Boys was a thing to y'all.
Yeah,
Pedro,
not Pedro. Sorry.
He can get the fries for that shake. He has no fries for that shake. People,
nothing. I got nothing for that.
All right. On that note, let's see. We're flaming out here. But Wednesday, we're gonna go into the whole because we're still a few more days to the Super Bowl, and there were a lot of people who are annoyed with Taylor Swift. But there's some people like, why are we concerned? Why? Because it's a woman coming into a man's world. Trust me, it was all of that and more. Whoopi talking mad shit about it.
I'm interested to see this because I've heard a little bit. I've heard other people defending her, saying why are these men mad about a woman supporting her boyfriend, and now more viewers are actually watching football, which is good. So why are these middle-aged men in suburbia mad that they're showing Taylor Swift for 20 seconds? It is weird. So I'm interested to see what the view ladies have to say about that.
Yeah, because also Pedro used to watch them, so he already knows all the hosts. So on that note, guys,
got a little shot in the end.
All right. On that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.
Watching.